All right, welcome, Mushin Warriors, to another episode of Mushin Mental Academy, where our purpose is to provide the tools for engagement and presence. So let's jump right in. Today's episode is centered on respect and why it's so important and what it means for our interactions. So, what is respect? Well, if we look at the word, respect itself looks like re is to do again, and spect seems like it comes from spectacle or spectate or perspective, to view, to see. So one might argue that respect is to view again or to reanalyze our perspective before interacting. So that's to me what respect is. Respect is being able to do all the steps that are required to be ourselves. I'm not going to have this video beyond that, but all the steps that it takes for us to understand ourselves and to be in that state. And then before choosing to interact or to engage with a new system or new part of the system, we choose to allow the information of the system to come to us, whatever that is, if it's a person, it's whatever we understand from this person, including their mood they seem to be in, all the information we know about them, all of that. Or if it's a thing, same thing, like all of the facts about it. We allow ourselves to receive this information first, and then we process it, and then we choose to interact with the system based and determined from what we've seen and what we've received from it. So respect, like what makes it beautiful is it's honoring that system. It's saying I'm going to choose to receive the inputs that your system is naturally, providing, and then I will choose to act accordingly based on that information. And respect is so important because for us to define these systems in the first place, we have to define the parameters, the white lines that create us, and that goes back to the first part about being ourselves and understanding what it is to be ourselves. Because to do that, we then need to understand, we're able to understand that everything that we do sets up this harmony or this, particular system, the way that all of these interactions within us combine and go together. That's what makes us who we are and how we're going to interact with the world around us. So if we're able to listen and understand the parameters around a system before approaching it, we are able to fine tune our tools for engagement, before approaching them. So if I know that, maybe I'm talking to someone about a very, specific conversation and I want to help them with something, but I know that if I use like a specific trigger word, if I use, religion or, whatever, if I use, government, Democrat, whatever, if I use certain words that have this like ball of energy behind, maybe that particular person will just go all the way over here and it's going to have an impact on how they process the information I'm providing, right? If that's true, right? So that's me receiving the information and processing what's going on. If that's true, I can then choose to respect and interact with the environment or with the system in a way that maybe I either utilize that information as leverage and make it more powerful because I know it, or I make it more powerful because I know it by avoiding that, instead of taking this person through this loop or sending them, putting a wrench into their, into their cogs and that they're currently going, we're able to have a more nuanced tool that brings them to the final objective without them having to go through and break down and take this extra effort to process what we're giving them, you know and that's what respect is, and it's beautiful when it's utilized properly. An example of when it's not utilized properly is by not understanding who we're speaking to and then choosing to just berate them or hit them or choose to interact with however we feel like interacting not because it's going to solve or resolve the situation, but rather because we just feel like doing that because we say, oh, well, this situation determines that I'm allowed to do this because they're wrong, so I can go ahead and hit that without even understanding that maybe the reason the person did that, or maybe there's other codes behind that outcome, right? And so that's what respect is. It's having this understanding of ourselves and understanding for the unknown and having a respect for how these other systems are set up, having respect for life, this humility for life and within life. So I appreciate you as always. My challenge for you this week is to play with it a little bit. And if there are any situations that you encounter where you feel like you want to force something, or you feel like you have to tell somebody something, or if you feel like someone's disrespecting you, take a moment to see where they're coming from. Understand the lens. Why is it that this is happening? Where is all of this coming from? Where is the root? And then choose to consciously act according on that information. And again, the respect is really integrating this understanding. It doesn't mean that you're not going to say or do something that's going to be uncomfortable or going to change this individual. It's just saying that you're going to have respect for knowing what its wants and needs are and what the white lines are before choosing to interact. So I appreciate you as always, warriors. Be awesome, be beautiful, and be yourselves.